Okay, so we're on to our next lot of debates. Well done to all four schools that have managed to get through to this stage. This motion that we'll be discussing this time is this House believes the burning of fossil fuels is a betrayal of future generations. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to open the debate and hand over to Kirkwall as the proposition to open the debate. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chair, Charleston Academy and the judges. My name is Branwen Bourne. My teammates and I are here today to uphold the motion that using fossil fuels is a betrayal of future generations. I will be introducing our team's argument and speak mainly about fossil fuels and their effect on the climate. My colleague here, Thorfinn Moffat, will be speaking about the main body of our argument, and he will talk primarily about what fossil fuels running out could mean to our future generations and what life would be like without fossil fuels. And finally, my colleague Rhiannon Walters will be summarising and concluding our arguments. There are two major issues with fossil fuels. First of all, that they are running out extremely fast, and secondly, they are contributing a ridiculous amount to global warming, climate change. We want to set a good life for our future generations, but if we carry on burning fossil fuels, the future looks a dark and gloomy one. Why are we wasting away our planet just to power a 52-inch TV, and making our children's future an unsafe place to be just so we can play on our Xboxes? People are destroying this planet, and if we don't stop soon, we will be creating a horrible future. We don't need to stop watching TV or playing Xbox, but if we carry on getting our electricity from fossil fuels, we may have no choice. So, of course, using fossil fuels is a betrayal of future generations, one of the worst possible kind. Renewables are a green alternative that will set a good future for our children, and we will still have electricity and the ability to go on with our lives as usual, but with renewables, we can do this without endangering our beautiful planet and the lives on it. Yeah?
Thanks to fossil fuels, medical advances mean that man can now replace every organ of the human body. Is the proposition really saying that is a betrayal of future generations?
Well, it's no matter what, it's still damaging. The amount of people that will be saved from, what was it, the doctors? Well, the amount of people that would be saved is I suspect is very little to what people are being hurt and the climate from fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are the largest greenhouse gas emitters in the world, contributing 3/4 of all greenhouse gases. Although fossil fuels are the primary way of producing energy, they also let out large amounts of pollution into the air that we breathe and the water that we drink. The US consumes more than 20 million barrels of oil a day, and just one barrel of oil can produce up to 433 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Imagine what 20 million would be like, and that's just one continent in just one day. Carbon dioxide being released into the air from power plants is contributing to radiation from the sun being trapped into the atmosphere, slowly cooking and killing our planet. This means each time you leave something on standby, don't turn off the light or overfill your kettle. Although you might not think it, you are directly contributing to global warming, and is therefore leaving the future of our race hanging in the balance.
Yes, our climate is changing, but man has always adapted to what is around him. We can obviously adapt to life as it progresses.
Well, I think we'd all find it very difficult to adapt to a life that has got poison in our air and our water. So, it took hundreds of millions of years for the fossil fuels we are quickly consuming to form. Humans have been using fossil fuels excessively for around the past 200 years. We are using them up hundreds of times faster than they can form, if they even can, due to changes in climate and other such like problems. So in summary, fossil fuels are a major contributor to climate change, and this poses a problem to the whole of the world and its people and environment. By burning them, we are not just betraying our future generations, but we are stealing their futures. Thank you for listening.
Open the floor up now to Charleston and invite the opposition's first speaker to outline your case.
Mr. Chair, judges, fellow debaters, ladies and gentlemen, this House believes that the burning of fossil fuels is not a betrayal of future generations. There is no doubt in the opposition's mind that this truly is the case, and over the next 3 speeches we will convince you of this. My colleague, Mr. Watts, will look in detail at the main arguments in this debate. First, the important role fossil fuels have played in our world's development. Second, the damage done by the alternative to fossil fuels. Ms Morris will explain what a real betrayal of future generation is, refute the proposition arguments, and sum up our convincing ones. So, what do we mean by fossil fuels? The fossil fuels are coal, oil, and natural gas. They are called fossil fuels because they have been formed from organic remains of prehistoric plants and animals. Why are they important to us? Well, they provide us with over 75% of our energy needs. Fossil fuels take us down the street and around the world. Fossil fuels warm and cool our homes and businesses. The proposition claims that the burning of fossil fuels is a betrayal to future generations. Would they rather be living like cavemen, burning oil from whale blubber? Yes, please.
There is no need to resort back to living like cavemen. We have used fossil fuels to come this far and develop renewable energies. They now will be able to replace fossil fuels so that we can still live as normal.
Well, But ladies and gentlemen, fossil fuels have given us the world we live in. Fossil fuels are not just used for fuel, they're important that may be. They're used to make many other products. Fertilizers for crops, plastic bottles for energy drinks, the pens we write with. Since man first inhabited this earth, he has always made use of the resources the planet provides. And as each generation passes, we discover, develop and innovate to improve our lives. 200 years ago, we sailed for 6 months to get to Australia. Today, it's 24 hours on a plane, using fossil fuels, of course. 100 years ago, we would send a telegram to someone in New York. Today, we can Skype via fibre optic cables, made from fossil fuels, of course. 20 years ago, your CD collection took up a whole room. Now you can carry it with you on an iPod, made from fossil fuels, of course. Our burning of fossil fuels is not a betrayal. The real betrayal would have been if we had not advanced, if we had made no progress from the Dark Ages. And if the proposition is so determined that we have betrayed future generations by burning fossil fuels, what do they propose as an alternative? Renewable energy sources, such as wind, wave, solar, tidal, and geothermal. We in the opposition agree that there is a need to develop new sources and energy. We know that fossil fuels will eventually run out. At present, renewable energy provides us with just 3% of our energy needs. If we are to pass on this developed world to our children, then the burning of fossil fuels will have to continue until renewables can meet 100% of our energy needs. The betrayal of future generations is not the burning of fossil fuels, but years and years of governments failing to put money into renewables at a fast enough rate. Governments have let down the generations of the future by not recognising the urgency of the need for alternative sources of energy. Ladies and gentlemen, through fossil fuels we have created a fabulous world of invention and innovation. We must not let the proposition make us feel guilty for man's inventive nature. Fossil fuels drive the world we live in, and I doubt whether any of the proposition would want to go back to the age of the dinosaurs, who gave us fossil fuels in the first place. So, Mr. Chair, judges, ladies and gentlemen, I beg you to oppose the motion.